Good evening, everyone. The time is now 7:30 p.m. This is the April 14th, 2022 work session of the Allendale Mayor and Council. Welcome to everyone who is joining us in the audience and on our Zoom webinar. At this time, I ask everyone to please mute your devices so as not to distract from the business of the meeting. There'll be one opportunity during this meeting for public comment, and we will advise you at the appropriate time. Michelle, please read the Open Public Meeting Act announcement.
Sure. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, the notice requirements have been satisfied. The meeting dates for the year confirmed at the annual meeting are posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and on the borough website, published in the record within the first 10 days of the new year, and copies are sent to the Ridgewood News and Star Ledger. Notice of this meeting by the April 12, 2022 Sunshine Notice was sent to the record, the Ridgewood News and Star Ledger, and has been posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and borough website.
Great. Michelle, please conduct the roll call.
Sure. Councilwoman Homan.
Here.
Councilwoman Lovasolo.
Here.
Councilman O'Connell.
Here.
Councilman O'Toole.
Here.
Councilman Sasso.
Here.
Councilwoman Wilsinski.
Here.
And Mayor Bernstein.
Here. Thank you. Public comment. This is the first of 3 opportunities tonight for the public present to comment. Anyone from the public wishing to speak, please come to the microphone at the podium, state your name and address, and you'll have a 3-minute time limit to address the governing body. As I told the people who are here in the gallery as members of the public, we are going into work session. We are going into closed session in our work session. So we're going to have to kick you out in about 10 minutes while we cover 2 items that in closed session. So I wanted to give you the opportunity, if rather than coming back later, you're welcome to. But if you wanted to ask your question now, I'll give some leniency as to what the topic is. So with that said, if you want to come forward, please do.
Thank you, Mayor, Mayor and Council. One of the items that I wanted to mention.
Please state your name and address.
22 Vreeland Place. Sorry
Thank you,
about
Mark.
that.
No worries.
One of the items that I wanted to mention is somewhat related to the proclamation about distracted driving. I did want to speak to the chief. I'm sorry he's not here, about the possibility of enforcing the law about tinted windows, because I see more and more people who have darker and darker windows, and in conjunction with this new law by the Attorney General that they can't chase cars, I was hoping that that would become a priority and help to identify drivers who are indeed behind the wheel of anybody that's driving improperly. A separate topic I wanted to mention, I did have a very interesting conversation with Ron about the preparations for the Allendale Day that we're going to have,
Right.
In conjunction with Earth Day.
Right.
Two things, I saw 2 articles that I found to be very interesting. Ron asked why I was interested in the amount of recyclables and trash that was being collected. And the reasoning behind that is I want to know what's happening to those items. And I read an article about microplastics recently. I would love to share with the members, whereby microplastics are now being found in the lungs and blood of living people. So it's everywhere. And the more we can do to address that, the better.
And so, Mark, on that, if you want to provide a copy to Michelle, she'll make sure that everyone on the council gets
Sure.
a copy of it.
And then also something that Liz is not here, but I thought she'd be interested
She's
in.
actually here on the.
Is she? Okay.
I can hear you.
Hey, Liz. Well, I read an article about an organic farm in Maine that had to shut down because of PFAS chemicals.
Yes. How horrible story, right?
Oh, so you're aware of it, but I wanted to share that with the rest of the council as well. And that's why I got involved.
Great.
To address those type of issues.
Thank you.
And I thank you for your time.
I
Thanks,
appreciate you coming up. Mr. Thomas, come on up. While you're no stranger, please announce yourself, name and address.
James Thomas, 30 Arlington Avenue in Allendale. Mayor Bernstein, I have a statement I'd like to make for the record. In a few minutes, you intend to receive an update on the 220 West Crescent contract negotiations in closed session. I ask that you change the agenda and receive that update with related discussion in a public forum. Some members of our community, through a variety of credible sources, know the status of the negotiations. They also know in great detail the needs and intentions of the two parties. They also perceive a weakness in our negotiation position as a borough. They want to help you. They want to help the council. And so would many other residents who are not as well informed. They would be helpful if they were informed properly. Sir, there is no further need for confidentiality or privileged communications in regard to the 220-230 project. It is in the best interest of the borough, the council, and you, the mayor, to update all the residents of the community because you're going to need their support and understanding as this project unfolds. Please accept that as a request.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Anyone else from the public wish to be heard? Okay.
Hey,
Um,
Ari,
Yes,
sorry, just that, I don't know, I was going to do it during my report, but since Mr. Thomas may be going, I wanted to just make sure, I didn't have an email, but he had asked a question about if all the wells that had been decommissioned in the past were permanently capped. And the answer is they are, and there is no pumps or equipment remaining inside of them. So the 5 wells that we are currently using are what are being transferred to Suez. So since he's here, I didn't have his email, but I wanted to just get him his answers.
great. Thank you. No, I'm glad you did that, and better now than in hope that he's here when we return from closed session. So good timing on that.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks
Oh,
for
no.
the questions.
Great, thank you. So we are now, we're going to go into closed session to 22-112, closed session on 2 matters. I'm going to ask for a motion to approve resolution 22-112 to authorize the governing body to enter into closed session to discuss 2 attorney-client privilege matters, which are, number 1, updates on 220 West Crescent Avenue contract negotiations, and number 2, acquisition of real property using public funds.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Councilman Sasso.
Second.
Thank you, Amy. Michelle, conduct a roll call.
Councilwoman Homan,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lovasolo,
Yes.
Councilman O'Connell,
Yes.
Councilman O'Toole,
Yes.
Councilman Sasso,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilsinski.
Yes.
So I'm advising the public that we're going to go into closed session. I anticipate 20 minutes, perhaps. We hope to be done by 8 o'clock when we're going to go into the regular session. We will reconvene at that time. We think about 8 o'clock to adjourn the work session. No formal action will be taken during closed session. Minutes of the closed session will be taken and will be released to the public at the time the matters are resolved. So with that, thank you. I'm going to ask everyone to leave so we can go into closed session. The time is now 8 p.m. and this is the April 14, 2022 regular session of the Allendale Mayor and Council. Welcome to everyone who's joining us tonight in person and via Zoom webinar. At this time, I ask the public present to please mute your devices so as not to distract from the business of the meeting. There will be 2 opportunities for those present to speak during this meeting, and we will advise you at the appropriate times. Michelle, please read the Open Public Meetings Act announcement.
Sure. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, the notice requirements have been satisfied. The meeting dates for the year confirmed at the annual meeting are posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and on the borough website, published in the record within the first 10 days of the new year, and copies are sent to the Ridgewood News and Star Ledger. Notice of this meeting by the April 12, 2022 Sunshine Notice was sent to the record, the Ridgewood News and Star Ledger, and has been posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and on the borough website.
Great. If you could all please join me to rise to salute the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Michelle, please conduct the roll call.
Sure. Councilwoman Homan.
Here.
Councilwoman Luvasolo.
Here.
Councilman O'Connell.
Here.
Councilman O'Toole.
Here.
Councilman Sasso.
Here.
Councilwoman Wilsinski.
Here.
And Mayor Bernstein.
Here, thank you. Public comment on agenda items only. So I'm going to open the floor to the public on agenda items only. Anyone for the public wish to be heard? Not seeing anyone or hearing anyone. Introduction of ordinance. I'm going to request a council member to make a motion to introduce and pass on first reading ordinance 22-03 and set the hearing for May 12th, 2022 at 8 p.m. or soon thereafter in the council chambers of the Allendale Municipal Building.
So moved.
Thank you, Amy. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Matt. Michelle, please read the title of the ordinance and conduct a roll call.
Sure. This is ordinance 22-03, calendar year 2022 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank in accordance with NJSA 40A:4-45.14. Councilwoman Homan,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lovasolo,
Yes.
Councilman O'Connell,
Yes.
Councilman O'Toole,
Yes.
Councilman Sasso,
Yes.
and Councilwoman Wilsinski.
Yes.
Great. Next, move on to the consent agenda. I didn't have the opportunity to go over the consent agenda during the work session. Does anyone have any questions on it? Okay, not seeing anyone. And the numbers, Michelle, on mine, are those numbers where it was changed to 22-126 and the 22-117? Do I need to indicate that or state that on the record?
No.
No,
I don't
we're
know.
good. Okay.
Only your copies.
Only mine.
sorry.
Okay, I'm special. Thank you. Request a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved, O'Connell.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Great. Michelle, please conduct a roll call.
Councilwoman Homan,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lovasolo,
Yes.
Councilman O'Connell,
Yes.
Councilman O'Toole,
Yes.
Councilman Sasso,
Yes.
and Councilwoman Wilsinski.
Yes.
Great. Any unfinished business? No. New business. We do have new business. 22-128, introduce the 2022 municipal budget. Before I ask for a motion to introduce our 2022 municipal budget, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Finance Committee, led by Council President Amy Wazinski and Councilman O'Toole, our CFO, Lissa Mayer, our Administrative Officer, Ron Kistner, our Auditor, Paul Lurch, and his team, along with all of our department heads, employees, and volunteer departments. This was not an easy year, but through collective efforts, sharpening and resharpening our pencil going back until we got a number that we thought was appropriate. Through those collective efforts, we are delivering a fiscally responsible budget for the taxpayers of Allendale. As I stated, or maybe I didn't get to state it, I will state it now. Our auditor, Paul Lurch, will be joining us on May 12th to make a presentation and answer any questions. Before I ask for a motion to approve, Lissa, did you want to speak now or do you want to speak later during when we go through committee reports?
I've kind of met with Amy and she's
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So Amy, I'm ready to request a motion to approve, but did you want to speak in advance of that?
Yeah, well, sure. I just want to say that, just kind of like to reiterate what you said. We have got, we did go over this quite extensively. Our overall budget was up 2.9%. Revenues were down, expenditures were up. Our top three biggest expenditures appropriations are police salaries at 2.7, our sewer at 1.9, and our debt service at 1.9. Our total operations are 15,000,008, and these top expenditures actually account for 41%, which is quite a lot. Next year will be a different story, hopefully, knock on wood, without having that 1.9 on there, if the water sale goes through. So we'll be looking in very good shape. However, we don't have to have the money yet. And to be fiscally responsible, to make sure our surplus stays at a level that keeps our AAA rating. This is how we managed to work out the budget this year. If you look at the percentage increase of the municipal budget, it says 0%. However, because of the revals, we are actually up, and the average house, which is at like 725, is up about $217. So it's kind of like a bigger pool to pull from. So even though our municipal budget is zero, we're still going to have a tax impact this year. So I think that covers most of it. Like we were saying, pretty much everything is up. Streetlights, gas, just everything's just like up a little bit. Sewer's up again, healthcare is up again. So it's everything's just going up.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for all your hard work. Matt, thank you for all of your hard work, and Lisa, Ron, Michelle, everyone, department heads, truly collective effort. So I would request a motion to approve resolution 22-128.
So moved.
Great. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Matt. Michelle, please conduct a roll call.
Sure. Councilwoman Homan,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lovasolo,
Yes.
Councilman O'Connell,
Yes.
Councilman O'Toole,
Yes.
Councilman Sasso,
Yes.
and Councilwoman Wilsinski.
Yes.
Great, thank you. Any other unfinished business? Okay. Committee reports, Councilman Sasso?
So the Facilities, Parks and Recreation Committee has not met since our last council meeting, although things are going well. There's lots of emails back and forth and phone calls. The fields look great. Despite the weather, the playground's coming along and on target. All the repairs from Ida are coming along at Crestwood, and that was a big problem over there. Thank God that's getting taken care of. So things are going well.
Great, thank you so much. Councilman O'Connell?
Thank you, Mayor. We had 2 new employees at the DPW start this week, Jason Hofler and Adam Berger started this week, so hopefully all works out well with them. I think John, you said they have a 90-day grace period to see what's going on. Dan Richards, we repaired the brakes off the roll-off in-house, which saved us thousands of dollars. And he also completed the sweeping of the half of the borough. We need to thank Bergen County for their use of their bulldozer, which I'm sure Ron made a few phone calls, so we got that. So thank you, Mr. Kistner. It was used to clean up and prepare Crestwood Lake for the upcoming swimming season. And Jim with the DPW was operating the bulldozer for the first time, and having the Easter egg hunt with the holiday observers there this past weekend. The beach looks absolutely awesome. They really did a nice job. The painting looks great. Everything looks great. And everyone was looking forward to that getting filled up. That's all I have.
Great, no, thank you. Thank you for that. Amy?
I think pretty much I said mostly what I had to say. We're going to start with our capital budget now. We already started, so we'll be meeting soon. And just touching upon Crestwood Lake, we're going to be opening registration next week. So we kept our rates the same. And we're going to have, thanks to John and Michelle for doing all the work with Capture Point getting us, we're gonna have new badges this year, so we do have to upgrade our photos. So that's gonna be quite a task, but they're dedicating a special email to it and for people to upload it. So hopefully it won't be too bad.
They be able to take photos at the lake or at Borough Hall?
So actually, yes, that's a great question because that was one of the problems. We never had a camera at Crestwood Lake because the type of camera was $4,500 and it was too expensive to keep one at the lake with all the lifeguards in the sand. So there is a camera now that's much more affordable. So we will have one at the lake. So it'll be a lot smoother than when we first rolled out the new capture point.
Great, thank you.
Neck up, right?
Thank you. Councilwoman Lovasolo?
Land Use Committee will be meeting next Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. via Zoom, as we do every month on the morning of our regularly scheduled land use board meetings. I did want to mention something that you're probably going to mention as well, which is are you going to talk about?
You're going to
our-
steal my thunder.
I-
Go
I'm
ahead.
good. Okay, all right.
No,
I'll
go
just
ahead.
talk- I'll just
No, go
relate- I'll
ahead.
just talk
I
to
know
two
you're chomping
things.
at the bit to
I'll
do
talk
it.
to two things as liaison to the Green Team. We're very excited. Thank you for all the hard work that Michelle and John and everyone has put into this already. Very excited for this Allendale Spring Cleaning Day. There's a few things that the Fell House will also be participating in conjunction with the Green Team and the borough. And I just wanted to clarify, we're doing it's called clothing recycling, but it's more kind of like clothing repurposing. So if you're doing spring cleaning, you want to get rid of gently used clothing, not rags, not things that, are ready to kind of, be used for dusting and stuff. We're taking all of that at the Fell House. You can put it in garbage bags. We'll go through it, including shoes, no skates, no
Comforters.
comforters
take
and
other
stuff like
linen.
that. But they're even taking stuffed animals, which was great.
Mhm.
And the great thing about it is the company that's going to take them away is going to pay the Fell House per pound for what gets taken away. So it's a really great fundraiser for the Fell House and a great way to repurpose some clothing.
So stick those fishing weights in the stuffed animals.
Yeah, exactly. Weigh them down. Exactly. We're also going to be the Green Team is going to be doing a food drive that's going to benefit the Center for Food Action. We'll be collecting food at the Fell House and here at Borough Hall. And then the other thing is to piggyback on the great plastic bag collection program that the kindergartners just completed. The Green Team is going to also be doing one now in hopes of getting our own Trex bench at some point. So we'll be collecting those at the Fell House as well, plastic bags.
Great.
And here at Borough.
And here at Borough Hall as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Councilwoman Homan.
Yes. Let's see. The water shut-off moratorium ended on March 15th, 2022. I had shared this information at the last council meeting, but we're going to continue to make sure people are aware of it. That prior to the shut-off of any resident's water, the law requires that we offer an installment plan for the unpaid balance. Interest fees may be applied to arrearages. Bill assistance and arrearage forgiveness programs are available through the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, and everyone is encouraged to visit our website where more information will be available. At the conclusion of the last council meeting, our mayor fully executed the Allendale purchase agreement, and that was great. We continue to move the transaction to completion. Our target is the end of the summer. Suez, now Veolia, has submitted the necessary information to the BPU for approval, and our team will keep on top of any questions that arise. We are meeting with Suez and Veolia next week to discuss summer water availability. As we've shared, we do have well 11 offline as the PFAS numbers were creeping up towards the maximum limit. But our interconnection with Suez is about 16 inches wide. So this may limit the amount of water that can be brought into the borough, but we will keep the public informed as we move forward. Our committee is now needing to focus on sewers. So I was kind of chuckling to myself. Hopefully water will wrap up this fall and sewers, not Suez, sewers will then become the prime focus, but we can't, we really need to pay attention to the sewers now. Saddle River has asked Allendale to accept sewage from some future developments that are in process. And we've asked Saddle River to conduct a capacity study just to ensure that we have the capacity. We do believe we do, as well as we're evaluating current agreements we have with Ramsey and Saddle River to ensure that, Allendale in no way is adversely impacted by, pass-through sewage. We obviously want to help out the municipalities around us. Ron Kistner has always been great at the relationships between each of the communities as well as us at the elected level. So we want to continue that, but we just want to make sure that we understand how these agreements work and that they are equitable. So we will thank you so much to the amazing water team. We also have a meeting next week with Northwest Bergen Sewer Authority, as well as Saddle River. As you heard from Council President Wilczynski, the sewer cost is a large part of our municipal budget. So we just, need to be able to try to plan how to possibly do some improvements and make sure that this huge expenditure is managed. And I did meet Adam on what I believe is his first day with Richie. He looked happy, and Richie always looks happy. So I look forward to meeting Jason, and I am hopeful they'll be excited to be in Allendale and work with Ron's team to keep Allendale beautiful and running smoothly.
Great.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
Liz.
very much.
Thank you.
Councilman O'Toole.
Yes, sir. Just a quick update this evening. The Public Safety Committee met last Tuesday. We met with the police department, the ambulance corps, and the fire department. All as well with the fire department, AVAC. We discussed some of the issues that they're having with certain locations when they respond there, and the police department everything is going well in response to all of the auto thefts in the area. Allendale and some of our surrounding communities have created a task force where to keep an eye on the communities at large. They're kind of a roving patrol to try and curtail some of the thefts that are happening more and more, as we all know. So that's pretty much it. Lock your doors and keep your key fobs out of the cars is the biggest thing there.
Thank you. Thank you for your report.
Thank you.
And to you and to Liz, thank you for dialing in and coming in. I remember years ago, right, it was a rare thing. We had someone on a cell phone, right? I forget who it was. Liz White was somewhere and we needed her vote or whatever, but the technology now, to our technology department, thank you to the two of you, John and Tyler, for making this so wonderful. I'm going to give my report. Spring cleaning day. April 23rd, the borough, in partnership with the BCUA, the Allendale Police Department, and the Green Team and the John Fell House will be sponsoring a spring cleaning day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. At both Borough Hall and the Fell House. At Borough Hall, we will offer free paper shredding, free electronics recycling, unwanted prescription drug recycling, plastic bag recycling, composting machine orders, a food drive, and the clerk's office will be selling compost facility permits and processing Crestwood Lake registrations and taking badge pictures. It's a lot. It's going to be a great day, banner day in Allendale.
It's not gonna rain.
We hope.
It's gonna be sunny.
It's going to be wonderful. And as Councilwoman Lovasolo mentioned, at the Fell House, there'll be a clothing recycling collection, a food drive, and a plastic bag recycling collection.
Yes.
Check our website or Facebook page for all details. And if anyone has any questions, please contact the clerk's office. As indicated, the 2022 municipal budget, we are introducing our budget. Our auditor Paul Lurch will be joining us at the May 12th meeting to make a presentation to answer questions that the governing body and the public may have. 2021 Silver Award from Jeff. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Tuesday. No. I know. I'm going to tease it. So everyone, there's big news, but I'm not going to tell you. So I'm going to wait until Ron Kistner is going to speak to that. But I am going to say thank you to everyone. It was a great team effort. But that's all I'm going to say. You have to hang out to hear the scoop. Reminders for the governing body. Annual financial disclosure forms must be filed by April 30th. If you have any questions, please reach out to Michelle. And prior to our next meeting, so 2 weeks from today, April 28th, JIF will be present to provide some training for which we will receive a $250 credit off our premium for each elected official who attends. Michelle, 6 o'clock, we said?
5:30.
5:30.
Sorry.
5:30. Okay.
What's
So
that date, Ari?
next,
28th, the next meeting.
2 weeks from now, April 28th.
I
5:30.
would have told you.
All right. Wait, wait, was that on your report? I
Oh.
basically have no report.
I'm
You
not
guys
here
steal
either.
everything. I just, you
I'm
know.
away.
Reminder for our residents, second quarter property taxes are due by May 1st with a grace period to May 10th. If paid after that, interest due will be calculated from May 1st. Borough Hall and DPW will be closed tomorrow in observance of the holiday. Recycling and the compost facility will also be closed this weekend for the holiday. So speaking of the holidays converge, which is always nice. The first night of Passover and Good Friday, which is tomorrow, and Easter Sunday, which is Sunday. So a blessed and a happy and a healthy to everyone who celebrates. And now we will go to reports. Ray, would you like to give your report?
I'll be very brief because I don't have a voice. So
Yeah, it actually
Oh.
decreased since
yeah,
we
it's getting worse.
started.
It's getting worse. Just to say that, as Councilwoman Olin mentioned, it's been very busy both on the water and sewer side, but a very formative stage. And now we're basically have checklists and we're checking boxes, so it feels good that we're moving forward. And we're in a very formative stage, as the governing body is aware. We do have an outstanding litigation with PK. We're in a formative stage, been working with Councilwoman Wilczynski and with our expert, been putting together discovery responses, and I think that case will be moving forward in earnest now.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you for all of your
Look forward
work.
to that.
Yes, thank you, Ray.
Michelle?
Thank you. The clerk's office is just busy processing permits and licenses and preparing to open Crestwood Lake registration and finalizing plans for next Saturday's spring cleaning day.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you. And you guys are so busy. You got so many things going on and you're doing a phenomenal job. So I know it's a team effort, but thank you.
Thank you.
Ron?
You can't have much left, can
I teased it. It's all you now.
With the breakfast the other day with Jeff, we did get a silver award and we're getting a check with the voucher for $750. She's getting embarrassed and she'll say it's a team effort, but the team is led by Michelle, and I don't think the rest of us do much. So she gets full credit and great job.
That's not true. You do inspections, you
Well,
observe.
thank you, but we appreciate it. Again, we did it on the 28th. That is important. Whoever can make it, because we do get $250
Right.
credit on insurance thing. Tyler is the Jim Cobans, and Tyler's doing a lot of work on it with the site with JIF's requirement for cyber security. When he finishes phase 2, I believe the savings is from $25,000 deductible to a $10,000 deductible. And we've gone to these seminars with the FBI. People tell you, and they right out say it's not if you're going to get hacked, it's
Right.
when
Yep.
you get hacked. So
Yep.
you'll have full coverage, and it will be a much lower deductible thanks to Coleman Associates, and particularly Tyler's efforts. Switching to the other hat, DPW wise, the playground, you'll see we actually started phase 3, the swing set bases put together.
Cool.
I'll be meeting with the representative from the safety services, hopefully one day next week.
Mhm.
And we'll be getting on that. We'll get going on that. The fields do look great. The only problem, the Monday night storm, if you look at the grandstand, the track of the area behind home plate up the third base sign, grandstand needs some work. I'm probably going to have onto a Conquest Construction deal with that, and that's really more his expertise. Downtown streetscape project, the contractor sent his submittals in. The engineer reviewed them, sent them back. Now it's just waiting for material like the rest of the country.
Right.
So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get that started Memorial Day.
really the 6 to 8 week project. We'll knock it out there this summer and get that looking good. And that's all I got.
Great, thank you very much. Our CFO, Lissa?
I was going to mention the taxes due May 1st. You have a grace period until May 10th.
We did it to you too.
And just to let you know that our Fullerton staff is in the building this week and next week doing our annual audit.
Okay,
Everything is going very smoothly.
great.
So
Doesn't come as a
Don't jinx
surprise.
yourself.
I
Auditors are here.
know the kind of house you run here, and it doesn't surprise me that we're doing it well. Thank you for that. Chief of Police, I think is it his birthday?
It's his birthday
It's
today.
his 40th.
I would never say his name.
I wouldn't either,
I would
but
never
that's
say
fine.
his age. And
That's very young. You can
Okay.
say your age when you're 40. Come on.
but Chief of Police, he is away, but we thank him.
Except for Tyler. Everybody on this.
Right. So
Jack Betty was there before.
so no report from him. We wish him well. Director of Communications, John Gill, anything to report?
Newsletter is being wrapped up tomorrow, so check your inboxes. And great work.
Great, thank you,
Thanks,
and
John.
wonderful having you on the team. Borough Webmaster and IT, Tyler Yacarino.
Yes, to Ron's point, we're making great progress on working through JIF, making sure that we're compliant with tier 2. We are going to have a formal presentation at a council meeting in the near future, just to review everything with regards to compliance matters. IT project at the police department is almost wrapped up with the initial stages. Happy to say there was a lot of work going on there, a lot of moving parts. Happy to say that we've gone through the chief's checklist and addressed many of the big items. So we're moving into a maintenance stage. And we are beginning the initial planning for Allendale Day, which will be in September once again. So I'll work with Ron and Chief regarding logistics to that and looking at September 17th for that.
Great, thank you, Tyler. Thank you for all your work. Public comment, open the floor to the public on any matter. Not seeing anyone. I would request a motion to adjourn the regular session.
So moved.
Thank you, Amy. Second.
Second O'Connell.
Thank you, Ed. All in favor?
Bye.
Thank you very much,
Aye.
everyone. That concludes our meeting.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Right, man.
That sounds different.
Bye-bye.
Lisa, I have a question.